Hey, welcome back to What Jack has made. In this video, I'm going to be covering one of the new features in WPGraphQL version 0.4.1. So if you've set up your WordPress environment using Bedrock and followed along in the series, we covered how to use Bedrock and Composer to manage our dependencies. And you can go ahead and open up the terminal within your Bedrock installation and run Composer update. I've already run this, so I won't get any new packages, but if your packages are behind, they will be brought up to the latest versions, and you will need version 0.4.1 or above for WPGraphQL. So if you aren't using Bedrock, you can go ahead and install the latest plugin from WPGraphQL's GitHub repository in your mu-plugins directory, or your plugins directory to make it available to your installation. So with that installed, we will now have a look at the new features that we have available to us. So the main one that I want to focus on, and the one that I noticed on Twitter being documented by Zach Gordon and Jason Bahl, or rather not documented but created on a live stream, is the new isFrontPage field, which is available to query on a pages query. So if we go into settings and then reading, we can go ahead and set a static page for our homepage, which I'm going to set to my homepage. Makes sense. And then what we can do is we can go into graphical. If you don't have graphical installed, WPGraphQL, you can go ahead and copy the URL for your WordPress installation and then put /GraphQL, and that is the endpoint that you can process in whatever third-party application you want to, but we're going to go ahead and query right within the dashboard here. I've gone ahead and started writing a query, which queries all the pages and gets back the title for each page. So we get the About page and Home page. But as of version 0.4.1, Zach Gordon and Jason Bahl created a field which we can query called isFrontPage. They did this in a YouTube live stream, which has no audio, but it's great because this was a field that I was kind of hoping for to be supported, and it's great to see it being implemented into the plugin. So as you can see, the isFrontPage field returns a Boolean value, and we can use that Boolean value of false or true to determine whether or not to render pages in Gatsby at the index root or not. So I'll show you what this looks like. So within our Gatsby project, we can go into Gatsby node, and now we can modify our WordPress pages query to query the isFrontPage field. And then in our create pages functions, when we map over the array of pages, we can replace this URI logic to use the isFrontPage field to determine the root of the page. So we can say const and then destructure isFrontPage from the page, and then we can say if the URI equals isFrontPage. So what this is saying is the URI for the page, or the slug, will be determined on whether or not this is true or false. If it's true, show us the root of the site, so just /. If not, give us a slug. So if it was page URI was homepage, it'd be / homepage or / about us if it was an about us page. But if it is the front page, then just render it as, whatjackhasmade.co.uk. So what we can do is we can run develop, and I can even console log this isFrontPage, and you can see we've console logged isFrontPage is false and isFrontPage is true. So the about us page was false and homepage was true. And while this spins up, I can remove that console log now. And if we go over to our localhost environment, you can see the homepage is returning, well, our index root is returning the homepage even, and about takes us to about. So now if we go into our settings and went over to reading again, we could even go ahead and update this information so that we would have the about page as our index root. So if I change it to about, save changes. Now when Gatsby goes ahead and builds out the data sources again, because I've set my Gatsby config Gatsby source GraphQL refetch interval to 15. That means every 15 seconds it'll go and pull down the latest information available on WordPress and then update our local server. So if we give it a couple seconds, it should show us that the about page is now our index root, and our home page slug should take us to okay, I might need to give this a refresh actually. Let's see. Insights. Go to about. Okay, that's kind of weird. So homepage is taking us to about as well. Well, about is taking us to homepage. So if I refresh this, this might be to do with my header. So I've gone ahead and refreshed my terminal, which means that we should now be able to hit the index root and return our about page. So localhost 8000 returns the about page. And if we went to /homepage, we should get the home page. Yep. And then go to about, takes us to the about page, go to the logo, takes us to the about page. So now we're using the WordPress reading settings to influence what page is our front page, and we don't have to add in any sort of custom logic in our rendering besides querying the Boolean value.